Okay, welcome back. So we talk about WhatsApp broadcast marketing. Okay, like I told you, we have full broadcast marketing and conversational broadcast. Actually, I formed it. Okay, so this time I just formed it. Don't assume, don't think that it's how WhatsApp made it to be. No, I formed this term full broadcast and conversational broadcast. Okay, I will explain to you what it means. Oh, sorry, let's go back. Okay, so full broadcast is when you are writing a broadcast message, you are going to, when you write a complete information, okay, of what you want to tell somebody before sending. Okay, so let me explain. Let's say you want to invite somebody to an event through WhatsApp broadcast. Then you type everything you want to say at once. Okay, the invitation, the date, everything, and send it to the person at once. That is the full broadcast. Okay, so when you send a complete message through broadcast at once, okay, so we'll call it full broadcast. But the conversational broadcast is when you kind of want the recipient of the message to assume that you are chatting them individually. Just want to kind of strike a conversation, okay, through a broadcast. Whoever that responds to you, you continue the conversation with them. Okay, so this one, that one is pretty effective, but it's more stressful, but it's actually effective. So I'll tell you more about it later, but let's concentrate on full broadcast for now. Now, what we want to discuss here is the feature of a full broadcast of the message you are going to send to them as a full broadcast, the feature. What and what must the message include? So the first thing is introduce yourself. So you have to greet them like, hello, okay, my name is Ushe, whatever. My name is Joseph, my name is Ushe. Okay, I am a web developer. I teach students ICT skill. Okay, then you have to introduce yourself, tell them what you do. Okay, then uh, then the second one is tell the recipient how you got their number. This one is so important because a lot of people will that's the next question they are going to ask you. The moment you say you send them message, some of them will, if you did not tell them how you got your number, some might angrily block you. They'll just block you without even asking you anything. Okay, especially if they're having a bad day. Okay, but when you tell them where you got their number, probably you got their number from a group that maybe you belong to the same group with them, or you got their number from social media, from Google, or wherever you get your number, tell them. You understand? Okay, they'll say, okay. Okay, now introduce what you want to promote to them. Okay, so tell them about what you want to promote, but say it in such a way that they'll get excited about it. You understand? Just say it in such a way that they will get excited. Don't kind of over promote it. Just do it as if you are conversing with them. I will give you a sample later. So explain briefly what they stand to gain and lose. That is what they stand to tell them. Give them what they stand to gain if they if they subscribe to what you are offering to them, and if they did not, what they also stand to lose. Quite important. Then after that, you now end with a call to action. That is, tell them what to do, how to have access to whatever you're offering. Maybe you can drop a link, tell them to click on the link to have access to it, or maybe pay to a certain account details, drop the account details. Okay, very good. So that's how it works. That's how it is. But let me just show you an example of the one I'm using for my students. The one I used when I was in Nigeria to send a broadcast to my students, to my potential students. So this example. Now this one, good evening. So I use good evening because I plan to send this in the evening. So if you're not sure when you're going to send it, don't use this good evening. You can just say hello, something like that. Okay, I used to see people, they say, maybe they say good evening, sir or madam. No, don't do that. It will sound so official. I mean, so formal, and some people don't like that. Just you really need to kind of make them open up emotionally somehow. Okay, so that, but if you just say sir or madam, once you say sir or madam immediately, they'll immediately know that you also send this to so many other people, not only them. So that some people might be sir, some may be madam. Understand? But when you just make it neutral, say good evening. Okay. So whether it's the person is who is a male or female, all of them, good evening, it's okay. Okay. Or hello, it's okay. You understand me? Just make it neutral. Okay. And for me, my strategy is I don't really want them to know. I don't. Sometimes I feel like uh, for them, no, people when they know that this is a broadcast, some people will ignore it. Even when it's the content is important, some will ignore it, which I know I think I'm also guilty of it sometimes, especially when I'm tired. Once I know, but if I see that this is a direct message to me, then I kind of feel more excited to read it. I don't know about you. So I'm kind of using myself as an example while marketing. So when I'm writing something, I write it in such a way that you will kind of feel like I'm communicating with you, not that I am communicating with a lot of people. You understand? Let's read this message so you understand what I'm saying, okay? So it's a good evening. If you are interested in web design, coding, or mobile app development, do you know why I mention all these things? Some people are web design is popular, and this message is going to novice, those that are not even, many of them are not yet in web development. They are interested in web design. You understand? But they've not tried it. Some of them have not ever tried it. Some of them have not even coded. But some of them, they've heard of web design. They've heard of coding. I put coding because some people that didn't know about web design, they will know about coding. Or many of them know about web design anyway, like they've heard of it. But they don't know the relationship between coding and web design. They're hearing about this, and they also heard of mobile app development. So we're kind of trying to put all this so that any of them can interest them. Some will tell you, I don't want to go through web design, but I want to code. I want to learn how to code. So I'm adding them up because they can't distinguish this and this. They don't know. They are just novice. You get me? So if this one didn't interest them, this one will interest them. If this one didn't interest them, this one will interest them. You get me now? So I'm trying to explain to you the idea, the philosophy behind what I'm doing here. So say if you're interested in web design, coding, or mobile app development, or any other ICT skill, this opportunity might favor you. Do you understand? It might favor you. Now this one, I just made this so that I just want to ignite their interest. Do you get me? So this thing now, immediately they see this, they will now know, oh, if they are interested in web design and development or coding, it will force them to read the next paragraph. You understand me? Because they are now, you've watered their interest. They're ready to read the next paragraph. And when they get to the next paragraph now, you see, in case you are seeing my message for the first time, my name is Uchejo. You know why I said this? Because I said in case you are seeing my message for the first time, because this message, I sent it to both those that have seen my message before and those that are new. Maybe those that joined my broadcast new, those that I added to my broadcast newly. So it will work for both those that are already receiving my broadcast and those that have not. That's why I put it like this. So while you are doing this, while you are following this, try to be thinking of how you can also do it for your own business. Okay? So in case you are seeing my message for the first time, my name is Uchejo. Okay? Always try to use a particular name. Let them know you with a particular name. That name will begin to ring like a bell in their head. Okay, anywhere they go. So try to use a particular name there, so they get to know you with that name, right? Good. So I'm the founder of Heroic Universal Academy, where I teach ICT skills. Okay, Very good. So I do a lot of things, but here I concentrated on my academy because that is what I want them to know about here. You understand? So I do many other things, but I don't have to start listing everything I do because my interest here is the academy, and I know that's what I want to introduce to them for now. Okay? Because I'm trying my best to make this message not to be too long, because once it becomes too lengthy, it might bore them. They might not read everything. You get me? Because human attention span is short. So try your best not to make it too lengthy, right? Then you recently enroll or indicated interest in my in my free web design or mobile app development training. That was how I got your number. You see what I'm saying? Now I've told them how I got their number. This one is so important because if you didn't tell them, they will ask you. And this, with this now, many of them will not ask you, but don't be surprised that some people might still ask you because some might read this and might not read it well, some might not even read it still. You know, human being, human nature, some might read it and they forget. Okay. You know, people, or they just read this and they stop and they start typing to send to you. Well, how did you get my number? So if you see somebody, if you, after writing all this thing, that the person is still asking you how you got the number, just know that that person did not really concentrate to read everything. Probably the person is busy and saw your message, read few of it, and had to send you a message. But this will actually help prevent a lot of people from asking you how did you get my number. Do you get me? Because a lot of people will surely read it, and once they read it, they'll say, "Oh, okay, yes, I remember. I saw your message on Facebook, and I followed that free training." And especially if they went through the free training, they will remember it. And once they remember it, then they will concentrate and know more about what you're saying. You understand me? So you have to tell them how you got their number. Okay, then. And now this is where I'm now trying to invite them to what I want them to know about. See, I say I want to gladly inform you that we just kickstarted our ICT promo for those who are interested in learning ICT skills to mark my birthday. So this is where my birthday promo. This ICT promo is for my birthday. I normally give people opportunity to learn from me at a reduced price during my birthday. You understand? So I want to gladly inform you. Okay, good. So in this promo, you have the opportunity to enjoy my comprehensive full stack web development and app development, and many other ICT skills at 50% discounts. Okay. Now this is where I'll talk about more about the promo. I say our full stack web development comprises of 18 courses, while our mobile app development course has 16 different courses. Okay, the original cost of web and app development is 100K, but you have the opportunity to get all the 18 courses under web development at 50K only. Now this for Nigerians. For Ghanaian is different. You know that for Ghanaian, the original cost is 1,250 Ghana cedi. Okay, and I'm giving them the opportunity to get it at 700 Ghana cedi sometime. Okay, so this is equivalent to 2,800 naira per course. Okay, this is for Nigerian, right? Good. Now, do you know why I explain this? Because I just actually want you to understand the psychology behind some of these things, some of these. If you see, they see that I bolded it because I want them to read it. So I bolded it. Okay. So why I did this is that this 50% discount, some people don't really understand 50%, that 50% discount. But when you now tell them, okay, that instead of paying 100K, you now have the opportunity to pay 50K, it becomes clearer to them. So wow, this is quite interesting. I hope you get it now. Very good. And I actually went ahead to tell them how many courses they will have access to under web development. And all these courses, each of them is 2,000. As in, if you calculate them by this 50%, the cost will be as cheap as 2,800 per course. This just to tell them that it's really cheap. It's really cheap for them. You understand me? So it's cheap for them. So if it's in Ghana cedi now, it's going to be about yeah, about 20 Ghana cedi, right? So that's quite cheap there, very cheap. So about, let's say, 30 Ghana cedi, thereabout, per course. Okay, so that said, now, so after this one, now, I say also, if you're interested in mobile app development, I repeated the same thing. You get all the courses as all the 16 courses under mobile app development at 50% discount. I'm at 50K only. This is equivalent to this. You get it. So instead of 100,000, you have it at 50K. Okay. So in Ghana cedi, it's 1,250 cedi, or instead of getting it at 1,250 cedi, you have it at 700 cedi. Okay, 700 cedis. Okay, which is quite a huge discount. All right. So, you see, I say very cheap. I'm using it very cheap, isn't it? So I think this is a good opportunity for you to start learning ICT skill now. Okay, so I'm going to, I normally share a flyer with them. Okay, with this this message will go with a flyer for that promo. Okay, I said the flyer I shared with you contains all the courses, all the ICT courses in our academy. If the course you are interested in is not in the flyer, I will collaborate with my team my team of experts to create it for you, and that's what I do. Okay, because we have more courses than we can accommodate in a flyer. So in case if the course you're interested in is not in the flyer, I will collaborate with my team to create it quickly for you. Okay. So I also went ahead to explain to them more about the course, because some people will ask you, what is the nature of the training? So that question, I want to answer it here. Say, our lecture are in form of downloadable videos. We recorded all our courses in videos and uploaded to our academy. So this has taken care of that question. Okay, so they now know that it is online, that they will download the videos and watch and practice. Okay, so you can learn from our academy from anywhere you are. Distance is not a barrier. Okay, so I'm just trying to motivate them a bit, just for them to see advantage of learning online, because some people tell you, I'm not interested in online learning, stuff like that. Then you're not thinking that distance is no longer a barrier, because if you are not interested in online learning, it means that you are going to deny yourself, you are going to deny yourself the opportunity of learning some skill from some professionals, especially, let's say, somebody like me that has been in this field for a long time. I've garnered lots of experience. So if I'm teaching you something, you are going to learn a lot, and a lot of things will be simplified for you. But I cannot come to your location to teach you. I can only teach you online. So instead of you saying you don't like online training, you try it out. You force yourself to like it, because it gives you the opportunity to learn from experts that are not nearer to you. You get it? So I'm telling them that distance is not a barrier. So as soon as you pay and register for the course, you will log in and download the tutorial and start learning. Okay, while you are learning, I will be mentoring you from my end till you become an expert. You can ask me any question based on what you are learning, that will surely continue to guide you. So this is one of the questions they usually ask. What if I need somebody to guide me? How do I go about it? So I've answered that question here, but I will keep guiding them while they are learning. So I'm not just going to give them access to the course and leave them to struggle. No, I will keep guiding them. Okay, so if you're interested in web design and development, but you truly cannot afford to pay the 50K once due to the situation of the country, we will give you the opportunity to pay by installments. So here, some people, I understand my prospects. Some of them are not that wealthy enough to pay even the 50K, even though that 50K is not really much compared to what they are going to gain. But I understand that the country is hard, especially in Nigeria, even in Ghana here. So I am kind of trying to give them access to pay by installment, because I know that some of them will like the course and they'll feel bad that they cannot afford it. But once they see this line, this option, so wow, interesting. You understand? So they say you can deposit at least 20K and above, because they will ask you, how much can I pay? So at least 20K and above to secure the course now. Then you can be paying gradually, but you can be paying the balance gradually as you're learning. Okay. And after the deposits, you will be given access to some of the courses based on the amount you deposited. Then once you complete the payment, you'll be given access to all. I'm trying to explain to them how the installment works. Okay, so I think I've been able to explain to them everything they need to know about the training. Then I will now end by telling them, if you are interested in the course but you don't have time to start the training now, you can take advantage of the promo to pay and register for the course now and start the training anytime you are ready. Because some people are interested in it, they will tell you that they are busy doing other things for now. Okay, so I'm kind of giving them the opportunity to pay now, register before the promo ends, so that anytime they are ready to start, they will start, so that they don't have to come to me when the promo has ended and start begging me to remove or to reduce the price for them. So the promo is an opportunity for them to buy the course and keep. Then they will learn when they are ready. Okay, now now this is call to action. Now call to action, I mentioned it. So if they are ready now, if you are ready to register for the course now, pay to the account details below. After payment, I will guide you on how to register and start training. So I'll drop the account details. So if your own call to action is the link, maybe you want them to go to the website to order for the course there, you drop the link to the website. Okay, and drop the link to the website. I actually added this for those that when I moved to Ghana, when I relocated to Ghana. So I have to inform them. I say, if you would like to call me on my Ghana number, because I recently relocated to Accra, Ghana. Okay, because some people might want to call me and they already have my Nigerian number. Okay, so that's what I did here. So from this, I believe you've gotten an idea, a fair idea of how this will be. I wrote everything. This is a full broadcast. Everything I assume, I've interacted with them for some time, so I know the possible questions they normally ask each time I send a broadcast. So I have to kind of answer some of the questions in the broadcast to clarify them so they have clear idea of what the broadcast is about. What the promotion is about. Okay. Meanwhile, even though this broadcast seems to be a bit lengthy, yes, not too lengthy anyway. But if there's a way you can cut your own shorter than this one, do it. Okay. Only that I'm kind of trying to cover a few things, to cover what the questions they usually ask. That was why I had to make it add all this stuff. Okay. So after this, just copy this and paste in your broadcast. All of them will get it. Then you share your flyer there. They will get it. They will still ask you a question anyway. After this, even some of the things you've answered in this question, just expect some of them to ask you the same question you've answered already. And when they ask you, please do not tell them to go back to read this as answer. Even though you've answered it in this message, still answer them again anytime they ask you. You understand? That will give them that. People want to converse, conversational. Okay, and they will actually appreciate your answer, that you answer them. Okay. If you can, maybe sometimes I used to drop a voice note to them, but before, if you should drop a voice note, ask them whether they are okay with a voice note. Okay, if they are okay with a voice note, you can drop a voice note to them. Okay, the voice note has its own impression. Sometimes when people hear your voice, they kind of get connected with you more. Okay, and it kind of build a level of trust than just them messaging you. Okay, so that's why you can also drop a voice note once in a while, but ask them, because some people can't have, maybe their phone might have issue, or they might be on the road in a noisy place that they might not be able to listen to a voice note, or they're in a meeting or somewhere that might not be convenient for them to listen to a voice note. So before you drop a voice note, you ask them first. Okay, I used to make that mistake of dropping a voice note without asking, but I've learned my lessons. Okay, so that's, by the way, thank you so much. That's all you need to know about full broadcast. Okay, if you use this template, okay, use this template. So use this, just introduce yourself, greet them, introduce yourself, then tell them how you got their number. Don't assume that they know. Even if you think they know, still tell them. Okay, introduce what you are promoting to them. Explain briefly what they stand to gain or lose. Then end with call to action. Okay, that's all. So I've shown you the example. Then posting, you have to post at appropriate time. Just you know your audience. You have to assume when they are most likely going to read the message when they get it. Okay, your audience will determine. Maybe you can post early in the morning. Once they wake up in the morning, they read it before they face other things, or in the evening when they return from work, they might relax to read it. Okay, but sometimes you might need to use AI. Use AI, ask AI when maybe a particular audience, when are they likely going to be relaxed to read a WhatsApp broadcast message. AI will give you an idea so that you know exactly when to post to get many of them to read it. Okay. But don't assume that all of them will read it. All of them will not. Some will still ignore it, but large number will read it and respond, and few of them will possibly pay for the course. Okay. And you get what you want. Okay, just know that many of them will respond. As against, if you're using email marketing, the open rate of email marketing is low. It's about 20%. So like if you're posting to 100 people, only 20 are likely going to read it from email. But for WhatsApp, if you're posting to 100 people, about 80% thereabouts will open it. So you see why WhatsApp is so good. So I wish you good luck. Thank you so much. In the next tutorial, we'll continue. We'll talk about the conversational WhatsApp broadcast. Thank you so much.